Through the first couple of weeks of the regular season, we've seen the Las Vegas Raiders pass rush kind of be non-existent for a couple different reasons. And I think through the first couple of weeks of the regular season, we've seen the pass rush for the Las Vegas Raiders kind of be non-existent. Like, we were really excited about Malcolm Kuntz and, Tyree Wilson, who I know suffered a knee injury in that first game against the Chargers. It looks like he might be back against the Carolina Panthers. We'll see. But even guys like Christian Wilkins, who the Raiders paid a buttload of money for, and he hasn't gotten a sack yet. He's got 9 tackles this year. Now, I understand some of us might be overacting a little bit because his overall PFF grade is he's not bad, 70.2. Also, his run defense grade is just about a 70. Pass rush grade, 62.5. So he's got a couple of hurries specifically against the Ravens and everything, and has a couple of missed tackles and all that as well. But I think that it's a little alarming. We haven't seen a whole lot from Christian Wilkins and the rest of this company. Like, this defensive line needs to be it. We've talked about it all offseason. I mean, there's no reason this offensive line can't get it done. It's a very talented unit at every level of the defensive line, whether it's Maxx Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, no matter who it is, Tyree Wilson, Christian Wilkins, it doesn't matter. You've got guys here that just need to get it done. And so, as we go throughout the rest of the regular season, I think that we're going to start to see things kind of open up for this defensive line, because I think that, it's usually a really good sign, in my opinion, when things don't go according to plan right away, because then you can still make corrections. You can still look at tape. You can still make mismatches for your defensive line and really try things with blitzes. You can mix things up in coverage. Obviously, this Raiders defense is looking better. Obviously, against the Chargers, that wasn't the case. But, I mean, in the upset win over the Ravens, we saw some really good things, and I think that is an indicator of the fact that Patrick Graham and company, like, they are looking for ways to scheme up things for Christian Wilkins and the rest of this defensive line. And so, as far as a MIA check, I think that part of that, for the reason is Maxx Crosby is going to get his 3 sacks, leading the team and everything. But also, I think it's, also this defensive staff looking about how they're going to use fellas, right? Like, they're looking how they're going to use guys. So I think that this is not necessarily a cause for concern, but I think it's like, hey, what's been going on? Well, it's the fact that against the Chargers, they were able to run the ball at will. I mean, you got guys at your linebacker and core and Divine Diablo and company that are missing tackles. It's really tough for your defensive line to get pressure when, the opposing team is running for almost 200 yards, is what it is there. And then against the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, you really don't want to let Lamar Jackson get outside of the pocket anyway, so there is that. But also, I mean, they're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry too. So, and yeah, they can pass the ball. I'm not here to say they can't, because Lamar Jackson, I mean, the NFL reigning MVP in 2023, he can clearly still get it done. But I think it really comes back down to the fact that, okay, you've got a lot of talent on these teams right now, but at the same time, you really need to work on scheming some of these guys and finding ways to really mix things up defensively. But, I mean, the Panthers are going in a situation where they're switching over from Bryce Young to Andy Dalton. He's not fast. Like, he's got some sneaky athleticism, but there's no reason, especially with this decimated Carolina Panthers offensive line, that we shouldn't see some really good things from this Raiders defensive line. Like, we should see a 5-6 sack game performance. Yes, with at least Maxx Crosby getting a couple of those. We should see Christian Wilkins getting in there. We should see Tyree Wilson. We should see a lot of these other guys get some action, and I think we will. I think that this is the perfect game for this defensive line to really get things going and then really look to heat up throughout the rest of the regular season. But again, I think some of it to start the season was tempo. Running game, you can't stop it. We got to get better at stopping it, but also at the same time, it's like the Ravens, it's kind of a miracle that Maxx Crosby got a couple sacks there too. So overall, I'm excited for the rest of this defensive line and how things are looking so far, even though it hasn't exactly been up to par yet. But I do think that is going to change throughout the rest of the regular season. But let us know what you guys think about our Raiders D-line MIA check. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.